Hi everyone, this is Nathan, and today's video is, today I'm going to be doing 3 shoutouts, and second, I'm going to talk about my layout probably a lot in this video, most likely more, and then third, I'm going to ask you, the audience, some questions, and if you want to answer, you can write in the comments down below, because I'm intrigued and I think they're going to be awesome questions to answer. Anyway, let's get started with the video, and the first shout out that I have is James Gaulton. Now, James Gaulton has a really awesome channel with awesome, intriguing stuff on his channel because there's a lot of layout work that he does, which I'm intrigued to see what it will turn out in the future when he does more progress on his layout. Second is that he does a lot of rail fanning videos and a bunch of mail calls. So please check him out because he's really awesome what he does and really awesome channel. He only has like 271 subscribers. I think we should get him up to 1,000 to make his day, because that'll make my day too. And the next shout out is DBTech. Now, DBTech makes a lot of awesome restorations like post-war line-out stuff and Tycho and so much more restorations. But the coolest thing he does is 3D printing. For example, he has made me a passenger car, and he has given me more files to print basically the same thing, which I will do in the future, but I don't know when, but I hope to do it soon, so I don't know if it's going to be a video or not. But the point is, many 3D printed passenger cars and freight cars that you should really definitely check him out, because that's how awesome his channel is, and he has made 3D printed parts for older stuff that has not been 3D printed. Sorry, he has 336 subscribers, and I think we should get him up to 1,000 because that's how much he deserves it. And please check him out because I think it's gonna be really worth your while. And yeah, and finally, the last shout out is Iron Horse Route. Iron Horse Route makes awesome videos. Very good editing, very professional and intriguing as well, with a helix he has for end scale. It's a very long layout, but it like goes up and down, it goes over the place, and that's what makes it so darn cool and awesome, intriguing. And in fact, he does it so well with his videos that he makes 3D printed stuff like buildings and kits. And yeah, that's how awesome his channel is, and I think we should get him up to 1,000 subscribers because I think that's how much he deserves it as well. And that's all I have for shoutouts. Next thing to talk about is the layout. Now, the layout is almost in the same shape it was as it was in the other video, but maybe with minor modifications or some add-ons. But anyway, the point is that the mountain is not going to stay like this forever, like looking like soda cans. It's actually going to be having plaster on it. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to buy some flour and put some water into it to make this plastery thing. I learned that from school. And I'm going to cover it all over the mountain just to make it look like a mountain. Not saying this looks terrible, but the reason why I did it with soda cans is to make it easier for me to make a better mountain for me, because that's how I know how to build stuff. Not saying what other techniques are bad, I'm just saying that's what I prefer. Anyway, my point is that right after I put the plaster on, I'm going to put grass and all that good stuff of scenery on here. And then right after the mountain, I'm going to continue the mountain like this way, like that curve, maybe about to, I would say here. I don't know, because I always change my mind about things. I don't really write things down with layouts. I also do it for the locomotives, because I feel like I can change my layout anytime I want, anytime I please with ideas, because it doesn't stay the same forever. It can constantly change. So the plans for this layout is I'm going to build a big train factory all the way from the mountain right here all the way to the foam piece. And I'm going to have 2 factories actually of building trains. Also, to make it more interesting and intriguing, I have seen this in real life though. What I'm going to do is on either side, I'm going to have like doing some switch operations like put some raw steel or metals and some coal, because that's the important part to keep the place running, is that all the industries of materials is going to come maybe on this side, and then it'll go right into the factory. I might have some managed to pick up the load so it looks like it's been taken out real fast and easily, like a quick in and out. And then it's going to be built slowly but surely through here in different stages of being built. And then maybe on this side, so when the train or trains have been completely built, painted to the railroad's custom things that it wants on them. To give you an example of what I mean, I went to a Harley-Davidson plant in 2019 for a school field trip. And what I found interesting there, they were building motorcycles, definitely not trains. The motorcycles they built in the factory were not all the same on the same assembly line. They were all different. Like one of them was like a motorcycle for police, and all these different motorcycles of colors and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to represent. And they're all going to be either 1 or 2 or 3. Like when the train comes, they'll just connect and pull them out. But there's going to be, but here's the secret part. There's still be some engines there, just so that when I go in for the second time, it looks like this factory is already making more of them all the time. And then they're going to go into a siding for pickup and delivery. So it's like a quick in and out. After the factory is done being built, I'm going to make a town scene on both sides of the track. And it's going to not just be all flat, but where you see no foam, I'm going to make like a slope down of a mountain right here. A minor one, like just to make it a little more interesting, and maybe the same way as here, so that it'll make more sense. Why is the train going the way it's going? Like that mountain, for example. And I'm going to probably most likely have not really a mountain. Actually, I'm wrong. Actually, yes, a mountain, but maybe like here, look like the mountain's being cut away for like a very shortcut. It all makes sense when I'm building it, but yeah, I'm gonna have a big mountain I'll cover up like this way, like right to the wall. Anyway, I'm just going to have like a mountain, although it's going to go all the way to where those box cars are. And like I'm going to have like a tunnel there just to make it interesting. Maybe somewhere there so that when people look this way, they can see some interest. And then I'm going to have a coal mine. I don't know where, but maybe most likely to the mountain right here. All the way to here where the company is going to be. And then I'm going to have like a town here. I don't know, I might change my mind, but somewhere down the line I want something like that. A coal mine and a town. And yeah, that's all I have for plans for the layout. I know this might be a lot to take in for what the layout will look like. I know it doesn't seem that much, but I believe we'll get there someday down the road. Who knows, I might go faster, which another thing to bring up is that just in case some of you might be wondering, Heath was asking me, which I thought was interesting, do I do it all night? Well, actually, yes and no. What I mean by that, I'd rather do it until it's done, until 12, and that's my maximum limit is 12 o'clock that night. And I know that seems very bad, but I'd rather get it done faster, because the reason why is because there's an old saying, a little comes a long way. And to be honest, I feel like I go very slow with the project. Like, this soda can took me probably 2 weeks to make, and I thought that was very slow, but honestly, I'm a little surprised that it's complete. So yeah, it does depend on how complicated the build is. Like, let's say it has to be all twisty and turny. That could be complicated, but if it's like flat and simple, like this soda can right mounted from here to the tunnel was actually simple to make, because I had to, like, let's just use this for example. I had to staple like this, like so. But then when I get to like corners right here, I have to staple one so I can't eat each individually. And that just gets tricky and dangerous to be cutting which, to tell you the truth, I have cut myself, but not a whole lot as you would think. But yeah, that's. I hope that answers some questions. I do it at night, but sometimes I'm pretty fast when I don't realize it. So yeah, I know I ramble a lot. Anyway, let's go to the questions, and that'll be it for the video. My first question is that are you a serious modeler or you're not a serious modeler? What I mean by that is like just take the train out of the box, running around in circles, that kind of thing. For me, in my opinion, I'm in the middle. Like I do like to run trains, but I do like to go on bigger layouts, like the bigger the better. Just like Northlands, for example. So yeah, that's the first question. The second question is, do you think, in your opinion, the hobby is dying? For me, not really. One reason is like if there's trains constantly running through your neighborhood or anywhere, really, doesn't matter. I think you'll get more inspiration, but that's how I see it. Another way I see it is I've been into the hobby since the day I was born because I used VHS tapes as trains when I was a baby, like that's how my parents say. And I've been using tissue boxes and all that stuff to line them up as trains. And that's how I really got into trains, way before Thomas the Tank Engine. I have seen other children when I was in Strasbourg for a YouTube meet and greet of Sparky's YouTube meet and greet. And maybe some of them might be 5 or 10, but they're into trains as much as we are. And if you see that around in museums, I don't see why the hobby is dying, really. I think it might be a rumor in my opinion, but you might disagree, but that's just my opinion, like I said. And the third question is a weird one, but not as weird. Do you like to watch Thomas the Tank Engine, like Thomas and Friends? For me, when I was little, I did a whole lot. I was a big Thomas fan. Like the model series, that's what it's called. It means literally trains were used as models to make that TV show. And that's what's so intriguing to me. And I feel personal because I've been watching the 80s ones all the way through the early 2000s. And a lot of people don't like the new Thomas version. That's a cartoon. I actually like that one. So some parts of me like to watch some new stuff and old stuff, but that's just how I roll. I'm curious what your opinion is about the Thomas franchise and basically your whole opinion about Thomas in general. It can be simple, it can be complicated, however you like. And the last question is, do you like to build kits? Or do you just like to scratch build like I do, but in a different way? For me, I just like to do scratch building because I know what I want and I get to do however I want. And it feels like it's more of my thing than like company, for example. Like I said, that's just my opinion. Or do you just like buying the kit? And I'm not trying to be mean about it. Like I said, I'm just curious. So yeah, that's all I have for the questions, and that's it for today's video. I hope you all have an awesome day, and this is St. Dilly saying goodbye and have a very awesome day. There'll be lots more videos coming out soon. So goodbye, everyone.